Hello and welcome to Scrolling with Caesar. Today is June 9th, 2026. Okay, blood in the streets again. Nice big red candles today. Lots of down. I don't know if we're going to, when we're going to recover, if we're going to recover or what have you. But let's take a quick look at the numbers. But as always, this is no financial advice. Don't go buying stuff just because I'm talking a little bit about it. So here we have ETH is down about 3.5%. Bitcoin roughly the same. Hype is down 8%. I'm still in range on my CLP, so that's okay. I'm pretty happy. I sold some, but I did sell below the current price, so that's not too great. ETH is still way down. I'm gonna consider moving my CLP down if this goes down a little bit more. Then I can start, farming some trading fees on top of my APRs. But it is this is not an ETH position. This is a Lido staked ETH liquidity pool. So it is already getting some APR. So I'm not super concerned and super worried about it. Obviously, Sonic is like that, that. Yeah, so I got lots of news today, lots of tweets today, lots of little things to talk about. Let's get into them. So first off, I got myself a new PFP. It's right on theme with the current market conditions. Goblin Town is live. Everyone is wrecked, sad, running for their life. It's not as bad as like a massive, hack or some sort of massive, panic, but it is. The times aren't great, so I've decided to change my PFP to this. I got some chads to kind of open this, some guys to work with this from the temple.fun type thing. We're gonna start a new contest today. So later on today, I'll do a tweet about it because I don't have all the details to show you right here. But basically, it's gonna open up the contest to pretty much anything. Instead of tweeting about sandwiches and the sandwich gold, instead you just, if you find any funny tweet, you can give it to the sandwich god and he will rate it, and again, top 3 will win and so forth. So we did pay out the top 3 yesterday, and we will start the new one today later on. So I'll do a tweet about it, so you can watch out for that tweet if it's something you want to participate in. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. So I haven't dug deeper than what's going on here, but apparently Mega ETH is closing their Discord. I'm not a big fan of Discord. It's a cesspool. There's so many scams, so many constant DMs. Oh, DM me. I'll help you. Link in the profile or all this kind of crap, right? So I'm not a big fan of Discord anymore, and I think we should probably pivot away from it and do something else, right? With maybe Telegram or maybe even just some native thing inside crypto. But anyway, so Mega ETH is going to close it, but this guy is kind of paraphrased it into this. Mega ETH is still managed to go from we're the ETH killer to we don't have the resources to maintain a Discord server. Now, of course, you read through this in entirety. I don't think it's a case of they don't have the money to maintain it. I think it's just a cesspool of negativity. Everyone complaining, why aren't my bags pumping? And what are you doing? What are you doing? And it just becomes like a constant downer. That's what I think the case is. So we've got tons of scammers and a bunch of complainers, and that's probably the state of that Discord. I don't even know. I don't go in there, but yeah, so that's happening. Alchemix has got a pretty cool announcement. So they got these things called MYT partnered with Euler. So these MYTs are like their Volt tokens. So you can take your MYT token, you deposit into these MYT tokens, and it's like mixed. They call it mixed yield tokens. So it's like a vault that sends the assets to multiple places to farm yield, and then you can use the MYT to actually mint their own stablecoins. But now you can also just take that MYT token to Euler and use it as collateral on Euler to do some looping and stuff like that. I think it's a pretty interesting idea. I think it's pretty good that they can kind of like, you know, give you an alternative use for the MYT tokens, so that not it's the point of it is not only to mint the AL token assets, but also you can put it elsewhere to kind of borrow maybe some stablecoins. I haven't looked at the markets and to see what sort of assets they're planning on putting in here. But yeah, so that's happening. So this is all over Twitter right now. It's a big scammy, like weird exploit. But basically, this humanity token, I think I've got another one in here. Where's the watts? Yeah. So like if you look at the chart here, so this is the humanity token. It basically pumped like crazy and then dumped because they lost the private keys. So the private keys were exploited and someone dumped all over this. Okay. Now, what this guy says here is interesting. So he says, Humanity program hacked themselves. Following a contract upgrade, a backdoor was added and gave the privilege address the ability to execute special operations with H token. Through this backdoor, token transfers to a specific wallet could be initiated. If this logic was indeed added during the contract upgrade, then we're not talking about an external hack, but rather the presence of a hidden administrative privileges that allow for the disposal of user funds. Okay, so that's interesting. I'm not going to dig through here too much. I'm not exposed to this at all, but I do think it's newsworthy, and we're sharing, just a big, huge, giant exit scam. It looks like it's looking like. I don't know the details, but that's what it looks like. And if it, smells like a goose, quacks like a goose, screams like a goose, and perhaps it's a goose. Moving on. So pump fund is the cancer of crypto, and it has been for a long, long, long time. So now they got these bounty things now where you can just put money up and people do stupid shit. Yesterday I talked about the guy tattooing his face for $1,000 or so. But here, look at this. The last bounty, KYS, end your life with proofs, and you can get $600,000. 6 days. So that's happening. So almost $700,000, and all you got to do is kill yourself. Like, what's this, man, guys? Like, moving on. So the Morpho team did a raise. Somehow they got someone to buy some of their tokens for $175 million. Morpho's pretty good shit. I like using it. I think it's a good protocol. It's well designed, isolating risk and stuff like that. It's not a bad thing. But this guy has something interesting to say, Bitcoinio. So I'm not following him. Let's give him a follow back since he said something interesting. So he says here, everyone's congratulating Morpho team, but what's the deal? I don't know. If you remember, they have a live token and promise that all value created will be directed to the token holders. Yet, I don't see this 175 million of buying pressure on the chart, and there's not a single word about the specifics of this capital raise in the blog post. It doesn't smell right to me. I would love to be proven right by it. So basically what he's saying is like, if the token holders are the owners of the platform, then why isn't this $750 million being given to the token holders, or used to buyback or dividends or what have you? I don't know. So yeah, so that's happening. I don't know why they needed to raise 175 million, but that did happen. And yeah, so that's that. Moving on. So this is a pretty crazy one here. So take a look at this. Okay, I'm going to read through this because it's going to take a little bit long, but I'm going to try my best to just rip through it, okay, because I think it's a pretty cool little blah, 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 blah. So inside job. Remember when everyone celebrated that Trump took office and promised the America to make America the crypto capital of the world? The SEC dropped 60% of their cases. Paul Atkinson replaced Gary Gensler. He opened 8 crypto actions, 8, the lowest since 2017. Meanwhile, Ceazor got a presidential pardon. Okay, now Binance and anonymous market makers are involved in massive price manipulation and pump and dump schemes. 2 months before the pardon, Wall Street Journal reported that Trump's family crypto venture, World Liberty Financial, was running through the platform administered by Binance. The company, whose cases were dropped, have donated at least $1 million to Trump's inauguration. So $85 million to get him reelected. Now look at what happened on the other side. $17 billion stolen globally in crypto scams in 2025. The FBI says Americans alone lost $11 billion, up 22%. Impersonation scams grew 1,400%. AI-powered fraud is 4.5x per revenue operations and traditional scams, blah, blah, blah. TRM Labs documented 150 billion in illicit crypto flows in 2025. That's a 145% increase. Less enforcement, more fraud, more extraction, more money flowing to the people who funded the campaign. So here's my question. Who benefited from this, the elite or the retail sector? Was the crypto revolution a step forward in our industry or a door left wide open for people who paid to keep it that way? Yeah, so that's that. Moving on. So here's another one about Morpho DeFi Degen says they raised and did a TGE, and what the fuck do they need this money for? Because the curators lost because of curators, a lot of people have lost money. So why is this lending protocol got any money? My guess is that the participants just need to fill their investment quota to show the LPs. Yeah. Okay, so Circle has announced Circle BTC, a wrapped BTC on Ethereum and EVM chains. So yeah, they're jumping into this Circle where you can now, they will have a stable coin that is pegged to BTC. And so I'm sure they're going to put that out. People are going to use it, and it's going to be collateral all over the place, and they're going to give not a single penny of their revenue back to any of the users. But that's going to happen probably. I don't know if it's going to get widespread adoption, but I do think it will get some traction. So Liquidity here is tweeted out that you can get paid to borrow. So let me read this. At 50% LTV on Liquidity V2, your LST staking yield beats your borrow cost before you do anything with your BOLD. So just holding the collateral as an LST, WST ETH or RETH, you're getting more ETH every day than you have to pay when you borrow like half that value in BOLD. And then you can put that BOLD to work, right? But you're already in the profit. So yeah, take a look at it, guys. Just think about it. Okay, we've got Ramses. Ramses has this week so far, it's Tuesday, so one more day. It's almost $90,000 worth of revenue. Okay. You can see below we continued generating more fees week over week. Do you know what happens with HyperRAM after big fee weeks? So HyperRAM basically takes a good portion of these fees and uses them to buy back RAM. So that hopefully, I'm a big fan of these guys. I'm going to keep using it. I like this protocol. I like the team, and I hope they have a legitimate amount of success. And I am, stacking some RAM in my voting, some RAM voting power. Last one today is Frax Finance. The caps are filling fast on Tangent. I did a video on Tangent if you want to know how it works, but it's basically you can use liquidity pool tokens. So you can supply to these liquidity pool tokens. You can get these APYs on these liquidity pool tokens, and then you can use them to borrow the stablecoin USR, I believe it is. Where is it? USG. And then you can put that USG to work as well. So yeah, that's happening. So he's like SUSD versus Frax is full, but you can still use S dollar versus Frax to to mint some of these tokens. And I assume like as it grows and grows, they will keep turning up these caps. So that's it for today. I hope this has been interesting and useful and worth listening to. And thank you for listening, and goodbye.